Yes.
All right, we'll go straight to questions.
Jordan, just for you, playing with Eric last year, just how, I guess, different do you feel like the experience is going to be, having played with a veteran to now, kind of playing with a younger player in that spot?
Yeah, I've been around. I've done it all. Just about played with experienced, been the young guy, played with older guys. Eric was one of the reasons I came here. Was the opportunity to play with him. I said that from the last time I was standing up here, first time. He's a special player. He's a special friend. But I think BA had the opportunity of a lifetime to be able to learn from somebody like that, and to really, Eric did a great job taking him under his wing and trying to pour into him and constantly, teach him things, sit next to him in meetings. So BA understands the standard. He didn't need anybody to teach him that, but he's seen that communication. He's seen the detail it takes. And the understanding of schemes to be able to really excel at this level and, have the type of caliber player like Eric, to be able to teach him that is I think is huge for him.
How did your game change at all? Playing alongside EK, and I know you kind of had that telepathy going, but you already came in, knowing it, but you always pick up something from other people.
Yeah. Eric was like, it was either a feel or a study or whatever it was. It was like 9 times out of 10, if he said something, it was happening. It was kind of wild. And it would just be random in the middle of the game, like, watch out for this. And you'd be like, where'd that come? And then next thing you know, it's happening, right? There's a communication, and when you're with the older guy and you can continue to have that talk and communication both on the field and off the field, it teaches you a lot. And so, it's something I'm looking to continue to have this year, obviously, because it did nothing but make us a better group, being able to play off each other and anticipate some of the plays that were coming at kind of a different level than what I've seen in the past.
Jordan, your version of Coach Flores, his system and his style.
Yeah, I love it. The aggressiveness, the ability to come in with a mindset of, we're going to be a tough, good, physical, fast, aggressive defense. That's everybody who plays this game wants to be a part of something special. And that's the goal, from starting yesterday, day one, is that we're trying to build something special. And that was, that's a huge part of coming back here and being able to be a part of something that is growing towards a common goal. And I think we have a lot of the pieces in place. And, it started yesterday, developing that mindset, developing the understanding of who we want to be, setting that goal so that we can all chase it in one direction.
What is the hardest part? I know you guys aren't really into the scheme as so much yet, but what is the hardest part that maybe we don't know about trying to learn something new like that?
It's the terminology, because a lot of times, especially coming from, being an older guy, you hear who's been on different teams and had different defenses, a lot of what you hear is the same words but mean different things, right? So there's a lot of overlap in trying to unlearn certain words and certain meanings of what they mean, and then relearning it into what the context is for a specific defense. So, conceptually, there's cover 3, there's cover 2, there's fire zones, there's zero blitzes, there's all these different things that conceptually make sense, right? But when you're out there communicating, you all got to be precise and understand, what we're talking about and the way it's taught. And so having that understanding of what each word means and how it's being taught and the detail within it is what's different and difficult, yeah.
Do you have a specific process of doing that? I mean, what Kirk talked about, flashcards and things like. Is there a way, or is it just having done it enough times?
Yeah, it's obvious review, right? You got to constantly go back and look And it's like you learn anything. It's partially memorization, partially conceptually, and then it's repetitions, right? It's watching film and calling a play and seeing, being able to see what that looks like over and over and over again. And then it'll be easier when we get out there and have reps, and then go against the offense and have reps, and hopefully by the end of the offseason we'll have a good grasp.
What did you think when you saw the NFLPA report card and where the Vikings kind of stood in that?
Yeah, made a lot of sense to me, coming from the place where I came from and their report, and seeing Philly. And, when you're in an organization that takes it as serious as this one does, and, it's easy to talk about, we want what's best for the players, and we want, the best facilities and the best modalities and the best people around you to make you at your best. It's easy to say that. But, being in the locker room and being on different teams and seeing how they all are, you notice a difference. And so to me, to see, the way the report card of the Vikings was, pretty expected from my point of view. So, yeah, wasn't a surprise.
At this point in your career, how special a season like last one can be, but you also know the team's not coming back in the same entity. What's it been like to kind of see some of the changes happen, and then you're going to be reconnecting with Byron here too?
Yeah, that's the nature of the league, right? Every team's different, every year's different. That's why it's so important to maximize each opportunity you have. When you get a team like we did last year, and hopefully build into that type of team this year. When you get those opportunities to make a run, you got to take advantage of it, because it's a lot more rare than a lot of people think. And so, on terms of Byron, it's cool to have him here. I've talked to him quite a bit, trying to help him along and just get acclimated with everything, new surroundings, new people. But he's going to be a great fit for this team, for this defense.
Last couple.
Jordan, have you followed what's going on with your old team in Arizona?
No, I have not. My hands clean.
Fair enough.
I know Brian sitting right here, so maybe it's awkward to talk about his game, but I'd just love to hear from your perspective of having seen so many different linebackers that you've played with and been around, just kind of like what his skill sets and strengths kind of are that you feel like is going to fit.
Yeah, well, he's one of the most explosive players that I've been around in a linebacker room, right? And it's honing that into the detail and becoming the pro, that it takes to be an Eric Kendricks in this league, right? So, he's as fast as any linebacker I've been around, is explosive, is strong, is naturally gifted, wants to be great, has all the skill set. So, it's what it's about as a young guy. It's constantly refining your game and chipping away at the things that you need to get better at, and it's no different for a young guy or old guy. I'm doing the same thing still at 30 years old, right? But as a young guy, there's so much potential and so much opportunity out there for you that that's me being right next to him. I take ownership in his process as well, right? So showing him the ropes, continuing to build that process, and we've talked about it. It's exciting to watch him grow. It's exciting to watch him play. So he's a beast.
All right, thanks everybody.
Thanks, guys.